Welcome back to the Neo Marketing Podcast, easy for me to say. On today's episode, we're going to talk about what our professions can do to make the world a better place.
Welcome to the weekly Neo Marketing Podcast, featuring one half of the Golden Group C-Suite, Kyle Golding, and Prince Pritchard, APR PRSA Fellow.
Kyle, how are you today?
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Summertime, weather's great, feeling good.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be like really nasty, but I'm enjoying today.
I'll take the heat over ice and snow. It's just me.
There you go. There you go. The last episode we talked about success and what do you do with it. And ever since I've been thinking about this concept of civility in our society. Boy, if you want to make
or lack thereof.
Yeah. If you want to make the world a better place, I think we need to do a better job of being civil with each other. And right now, as we were talking before, right now it seems more like a bar fight than even a conversation.
It's getting vicious out there in the streets of the internet and social media and 24-hour news communication. I think everyone on all sides of every discussion has lost the objective of communicating ideas to each other.
Right.
And people don't speak to be heard or to interact. They speak to be right.
You know, we can trace this whether they are or not.
Yeah.
Well, they are.
That's irrelevant.
Because they're
to
them, right? Who cares about what everybody else thinks? But in a democracy, you've got to have people who are smart enough to make an informed decision. And I think this kind of goes back to when customization first became a tool, especially on the internet, but in news sites and the information that people consume. And you're tuning out the other side of the question and focusing on those ideas that align with your ideas.
It's a glorified echo chamber.
That has led us down a path where you're wrong, I'm right, I don't care to hear it.
Right.
I got my idea, don't confuse me with facts. And that denigrates then into this total lack of civility in conversations today, particularly political ones.
And what's amazing about that is name a subject or a topic where you can be 100% right.
Yeah, right.
There's no such
Even
thing.
the sciences aren't 100% right.
Exactly. And there's interpretation of everything. So
Right.
the idea of we're right, you're wrong.
Maybe if you're a mathematician, but at the higher levels, that's not even true.
Right. Yeah. It gets to a level where there's still interpretation in those things as well.
Yep.
Worst mistakes I see people make. Number one, my side's always right, your side's always wrong. Come on. There's no, again, you can't be right 100% of the time. Number two, and this is the one that really burns me up, and I tweet a little bit about this. I've talked about it on social media some. If you have to lie or obfuscate or leave out facts in order for your narrative to line up.
Or spin.
Right. That's for sure. But this professional spin. Right. Amateurs, just make stuff up. Right. But, if you're an amateur and you have to say, oh, there's been 200 school shootings this year. And if that number includes BB gun shootings and things that happened near a school but weren't involved anyone at the school at 3 o'clock in the morning and things of this nature, and shootings that didn't, like an accidental discharge where no one was hit,
all right,
then you're being intellectually dishonest.
Right.
And so that really drives me insane when people try to prove a point by partially telling the truth and partially lying about it.
Yeah,
or at least
absolutely.
not alluding to all the facts.
And for me, it's even more egregious if it's a professional that's doing that. A professional communications, marketing, public relations, advertising, journalism, anybody in this communications industry. It is particularly egregious to me that professionals would do that just to carry the day. The truth will out. Was that not William Shakespeare?
This is so true. Which is why trust our national media as a whole, not left and not right, as a whole, super, super low.
Right.
I think in the teens, the last thing I saw, like even below Congress, which is typically one of the worst. It's like cockroaches, Congress, but our national journalism is there right now.
Journalism's
because they do, so many people in the field do a disservice to the people who are trying to do it right.
Right.
So there's that. Then we have the field we're in PR and public relations, that there are people, same thing, taking advantage. They're calling themselves PR professionals, but they're really not. They're spin doctors, and there are people who are just doing whatever it is for the money.
For the money.
And they're giving the rest of the profession a bad name. And so professional journalists, professional communicators, and then, of course, politicians have always been tainted by, that guy or girl's great, but that guy over there is a real snake, and so they're all lumped into the same barrel
Tarred
of snakes.
with the same brush.
Right,
absolutely. Part of this discussion is about those high-level, high-profile, supposed experts or professionals who will tell you that they've told lies to get, for their boss.
Brag about it.
They brag about it, right? I spent 8 years punking the media. That's I don't know who that was, but now they're working for the media.
Yeah, they're working
nice
in the
call
media.
there, you guys.
As a consultant.
As a consultant.
It's the same thing when a politician leaves office and goes and starts working for a lobbying firm.
Right.
Like, what's that all about?
Right. That's just changing the game with a title change. But back to this whole concept. I think if we can stop doing that kind of stuff. I'll keep it clean.
Right.
Then we can start working on some of these other things, ultimately to get to making our society a better place by making it more civil,
which is necessary and needed. It was a downward slope to get here. Like all things, the pendulum is going to swing. We're going to go back to more civility, more openness, more communication, less echo chamber. But it's going to take work and effort, and it's going to take people like you and I and other people to jump into it and refuse to get in the mud and try to elevate the conversation.
Absolutely.
And be honest, that back and forth, like, here's my point, and it's not 100% perfect, but here's what I'm saying, and you come with your point, that's not 100% perfect, and let's meet in the middle.
Step one is making a personal commitment to being as truthful and honest and transparent as you can, and not, as you put it, getting in the mud.
So obviously we don't have the answer to this whole big situation.
No.
So this is for you guys out there.
Sure would like to hear from you.
Anyone listening right now, however you found us on YouTube, on the other social media channels, comment below. Let us know your ideas of what's broken, where people really fail, and how we can collectively fix it. Yeah. If enough of us start doing and acting that way, everyone else will follow. That pendulum will swing back towards civility. Let's
start the conversation, because we don't have the answers, but collectively, perhaps we can put ourselves on a better path.
I think the only thing we all agree on is the current status is not good. It's not helpful, and it needs to elevate itself.
And if anybody's in a position to do that, I think our profession is.
For sure. And it disservices us to be in the mud.
Absolutely.
We all need to be up there.
Absolutely.
That's the point of communication, right? The power of communication is ideas and exchange and exposing people to new ideas where they can broaden their scope and broaden their perspective and hopefully, like I say, come to the middle, because none of us have an exclusive on the truth.
Yep.
And everyone has different perspectives and what works in your town and what works for you and what works for men versus women, all these variables, but we can learn from them and make all of our situations better. Not perfect, but better.
Better, absolutely. So those are our thoughts. We'd love to hear yours, and thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week with another episode. Until then, take care of yourselves.
Good luck.
Ciao.